Right, green light flashes at the end of the pre-grid. Here we go. Junior Rotax, Heat 5, Groups A and D. Race number 19 out of 24 today. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Thomas Strauver and Vinnie Phillips on the front row. Ethan Jeff Hall and Charlie Hart, row 2. Enzo Boll and Mikkel Pedersen, row 3. Frederik Zebis and Job Briefeld round out the top 4 rows with Luke Neeson and Colin Vajny completing the top 10. Gustav Zusakovs and Montego Masson, row number 6. Kasper Schomans and Thomas Kass, row number 7. William Christensen and Milo Kaskinen, row number 8. Austin Lee and Maximilian Schreier, who is a non-starter, I'm afraid, for the second race in a row. And it's Lisa Biard, Jimmy Kokalainen, Vidmar Aljaz, Benjamin Van Hees, and Lars Venink. That is your 22-strong grid. It's not been a good day. It's gone from bad to worse, unfortunately, for Maximilian Schreier. However, we still have 22 drivers that are going to give it their all, full of gumption and gusto around this 1,360-metre circuit. So 7 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. There's one more Junior Rotax heat after this one, and then we've got 2 more Senior Rotax heats, a DD2 race and a DD2 Masters heat, and then that is it after what has been a very, very lengthy day here at the circuit. Pretty much when I woke up at the hotel this morning, it was dark. When I go back to it tonight, it's going to be dark again. A never-ending circle that keeps on repeating itself in this time of year. But now, we're going to have, they're there on their sighting lap. Then it's going to be the formation lap. And when everyone has gone past the start-finish line, we are going to be back in business. So the drivers now getting some additional degree or 2 of temperature into the Mojo Racing tyres that are attached to the wheel hubs on their chassis. And with the top 3 positions occupied by Strawberry Racing drivers, but keep your eyes on Charlie Hart, the likes of Mikkel Pedersen, Enzo Boll, Job Briefeld, Colin Vajny, Gustav Zusakos. There's a whole host of talent in this field. We're going to find out firsthand who is going to be the race victor after 7 minutes plus a lap. Out of the final corner, into the tram lines, revs rise. We are lights out and off and away. Who's going to get to the first corner first? It's going to be Thomas Strauver. But Vinnie Phillips might have Ethan Jeff Hall up his inside. And it's nearly 3 abreast. Strauver keeps the lead going into turn 3. And there's been a bit of a spin around, and that is Colin Vajny. Colin Vajny from Poland has a 180-degree spin coming out of turn number 3, and that has compromised his race. And now it's all for themselves going into turn number 7 off of the Europalan. It's like Dodgem cars, and oh no! That is the 295 that has just had a drama, and that is Charlie Hart. He was running at the sharper end of the grid, and he's just been, he's exited stage left inadvertently right there. As now it's the trio of Strawberry Racing drivers. Strauver leads Phillips, leads Jeff Hall. 6 minutes and 3 seconds, lap 1 in the books. Strauver, Phillips and Jeff Hall covered by 3.5 tenths of a second. Mikkel Pedersen is the next closest driver And you know what's even more interesting? He's 1.5 seconds behind. Breedfeld, Neeson, Usakovs, Shormans, Zebis, Marston, and Enzo Boll round out the top 11. Austin Lee now up into 12th. And there is Vinnie Phillips right on the tail of Strauve. I still remember when Strauve was a Minimax driver last year. I think very shortly he's going to grow a little bit, and so is Ethan Jeff Hall. That's the thing when you see drivers at this size. I mean, I remember Jaden Thien as a Minimax driver, and now he's as tall as me, and that's like what, a couple of years. It's funny how things change. But now we go into the last 5 minutes of the race. It's still the three at the front, and they are half a second apart of each other. As Vinnie Phillips just waiting for his opportunity. Good to see the people in the grandstands looking on off of turns 10 and 11. And looks like there's been another change. Austin Lee up into 11th place, it looks like. He's got past Frederik Zebis from Denmark in the 2:34. Now hands just up ahead, Enzo Boll. So Austin Lee looking to make his way up into the top 10. Got third place at the final round of the Belgian Max Challenge at this very circuit just a week ago. A little bit further up the order, there is Montego Masson, there's Enzo Boll, there's Austin Lee, Frederik Zebis not too far behind, but Ethan Jeff Hall is just waiting. He's biding his time, whereas Vinnie Phillips just gets on to the business at hand and fully opens up the radiator flap on the right-hand side, as does Ethan Jeff Hall. But the thing is that when one of the biggest rules in racing is never take out your teammates. As Austin Lee gets past Enzo Boll, now up into 10th position, goes the 2-2-3. And Strauve goes defensive. Ethan Jeff Hall, as I said, has got the ringside seat. Doesn't really need to do anything until he absolutely wants to. And the biggest thing is these three are under the same awning. As Casper Schormans has got past Luke Neeson. There's a nice little move through turn 7. Montego Masson is waiting in the wings to get past the that's the 259 of Gustav Usakov. So a good move by, so Luke Neeson is actually just up ahead. So Neeson got past Usakovs. So Usakovs has just been passed, and there goes the move from Vinnie Phillips with 3.25 minutes to go. The Brit hits the front ahead of the Belgian. And it's 0.07 between the two, and under braking, Strauven could have dived to the inside, thought better of it. As Austin Lee up the inside of Montego Masson. Now these two used to battle each other last year in the Rotax Max Challenge Germany season in Minimax, and now they're in juniors, the pair of them. So Austin Lee makes his move up into 9th place. As a result of that, Usakovs is trying to do his level best to keep the position at the moment. And that is for effectively 8th place. As some of the drivers hurtle their way through. There's Job Briefeld and also Mikkel Pedersen. So Pedersen has dropped behind the 205. The Obster, as he's more commonly known between his friends and his fan club. And he's getting on with business, is Job. Going through out of turn number 12. And will try and chase the three out in front. But look at the gaggle behind, being led by Casper Schormans, as now Ethan Jeff Hall gets his way past Thomas Strauve. Through into turn number 2 with 2 minutes on the clock remaining plus a lap. Vinnie Phillips is trying to canter away into the distance. But the way things are happening, Job Briefeld is catching. And Briefeld just set the fastest lap. 56.378, 2 laps ago. He did a 56.4 last time, so he is on pace to catch them. So just over 90 seconds to go, plus a lap. Tenterhooks. We're on tenterhooks right now, folks, because this race could go down to the wire, and the way that Job Briefeld is pushing the kart, the 205 representing the Netherlands, he is now catching, and he's not that far behind Thomas Strauve. And Strauve could be in the danger zone right now because that 3rd place is right under threat. And Briefeld is with them through turn 3. Gets a good hook up through turn 4. Briefeld will try and do something down the Europolan, I'm sure. And as he looks up the inside through into turn 6, he's got through. Briefeld inspired driving there from the Dutch driver. But Strauva back on the counter-offensive, on the counter-attack, retakes third position, through off of the Europolan with 48 seconds on the clock remaining. And Strauva gets back up into third. Mikkel Pedersen, in the meantime, has closed on in. And Briefeld isn't exactly the, well, he's one of the tallest junior Rotax drivers I've come across in my travels in this day and age. I don't like it when they have growth spurts and I'm stuck at this height. It's not fair. 20 seconds to go, plus an additional lap. Vinnie Phillips leads Ethan Jeff Hall by just under half a second. Thomas Strauva in third, having to fend off Job Briefeld and Mikkel Pedersen as the time is about to strike zero. And as the leaders make their way through turn number 6 onto the Europlan, it hits zero. This is the penultimate lap. Briefeld will now see the last lap board this time around, and he knows that he's got to go for it if he wants a P3 to end his race day, as Austin Lee has got past Kasper Schurmans. Austin Lee now up into a genuine 6th position, and he started down in 17th place, so 11 positions gained. Here goes Briefeld up the inside of Strauva, neatly done through turn 10. And Mikkel Pedersen waiting in the wings for his chance to get past, but now Strauva trying to go up the inside through turn 12. So last lap board is out. Vinnie Phillips looking to make it 2 from 3 this weekend on Heats Day. Ethan Jeff Hall, 5.5 tenths of a drift. Job Briefeld gets through and manages to take P3 on the penultimate lap of racing for these drivers. And Strauva fending off Mikkel Pedersen as if his life depended on it right now. And through into off of the Europolan. Mikkel Pedersen looking one way, then the other. Through into turn 8. Can he force the door open? He does. And he's, they nearly touched sidewalls there through out of turn 8 into 9. And Pedersen just waiting, but Strauva keeping the racing line. Checkered flag being prepared. Out of the final corner, Vinnie Phillips takes the second victory here on Heats Day at Genk, ahead of Ethan Jeff Hall. Job Briefeld takes third. It's 4th for Thomas Strauva by 62 thousandths of a second. That's a real shame for Gustav Zulsakovs. That ended up having a massive drama, a big old tank slapper, and it span him around coming out of the final corner. But Vinnie Phillips wins ahead of Ethan Jeff Hall. It was a British 1-2 on Belgian soil. The gap between them, 0.378 of a second at the end of 9 laps of racing. A great racecraft from the likes of Thomas Strauva, Ethan Jeff Hall, Job Briefeld. Some great moves up the order. Austin Lee, the most noticeable, 11 positions from 17th to 6th at the end of that race. Let's have a look at the final results. So Vinnie Phillips wins ahead of fellow Brits. Ethan Jeff Hall making it a Strawberry Racing 1-2 by just under 4 tenths of a second. Briefeld from the Netherlands third. Thomas Strauva, Mikkel Pedersen, Austin Lee, Kasper Schurmans, Luke Neeson, Montego Masson, Enzo Bol running at the top 10. Frederik Zebis, William Christensen completes the top 12 places ahead of Thomas Gans, Benjamin Van Hees, Milo Kaskinen, Lars Venink, Charlie Hart, Colin Vajny, Lisa Billard, Gustav Zulsakovs, Jimmy Kokalainen and Vidmar Aljaz.